Samantha, 8 straight for Indiana here, and they've got a big lead early on.
Yeah, and like we've been talking about this whole time, Illinois having those turnovers has really hurt them a lot because Indiana has, on transition, made points out of those turnovers.
Yeah, Indiana has 5 points off of 7 Illinois turnovers, so really when you think about it, it could be much worse at this point, as Indiana's only converted about half of those into points. There's a foul underneath on Indiana, and Keandra Brown is holding her right elbow and sitting on the floor just outside the paint for IU. It's a kid that reclassified due to the pandemic, planned to redshirt, top 100 player coming into college. And boy, she just kind of fell down in a heap. So she will exit. We will see Danielle Patterson check into the game, the Notre Dame transfer for IU. Janiyah Ephraim will inbound for Illinois. So the Illini trying to find something offensively. This is a team that averages 63 points a game. That is next to last in the Big Ten. They're next to last or last in many offensive categories. That's been the biggest struggle for Nancy Faye. Defense has certainly been ahead of the offense, and there's a foul after Allie Patberg gets the steal.
Indiana's doing a really good job defensively at getting their hands in there and grabbing the ball away from them, forcing a lot of turnovers, but a lot of the Illinois turnovers have been unforced as well.
Yeah, Patberg drawing the foul on Ephraim. There's the junior from the Virgin Islands. Indiana can build on a 13-point lead here with just over 3 minutes to go, first quarter at Assembly Hall. Nice move from Patberg, and in the corner it goes. Missing the three, Nicole Cardano-Hillary, and no second opportunity this time for IU as Illinois clears the rebound. There's a mid-range. That was a brick off of the arms of Lyric Robbins, and the rebound to IU. I'm telling you, there just have not been very many good looks, and Indiana has done its fair share of missing close shots and missed opportunities so far. They're shooting only 40%. Over the back on Mackenzie Holmes on the rebound, but Illinois has got to find a way right now to cut down on the turnover numbers. 8 is a ridiculous number in just the first quarter. Bouncing through the lane, that was a good look from Ephraim, but she couldn't get it to go. Patterson the board for Indiana. Patterson's fouled as she caught it just outside the right elbow, and we'll go back to the free throw line now for IU. Hoosiers have dominated in that stat as well. And Patterson, who has not gotten to the free throw line all that much this year, will earn a trip now. A good catch and fire there, and she couldn't even get the shot off after the second foul from Janiyah Ephraim.
Nothing seems to be going Illinois' way offensively. The shots and the turnovers. So, and that's shown as they are down 13.
Extended 13-2 run over the last 5 minutes for Indiana. Patterson no good on the first one. Patterson able to split the pair. The number 5 small forward coming out of high school, played in 66 career games at Notre Dame, and now wearing the cream and crimson for IU. Jada Peebles putting the moves on Cardano-Hillary and getting some space and lays it off the glass for 2. That was Illinois' best possession by far so far, and Indiana has their lead cut to a dozen. Jalen Penn directs traffic and throws a high pass to Worthen, who saves it in. Indiana keeps possession. Cardano-Hillary spots up and hits a 3.
Really nice ball movement by Indiana there to get it to Hillary.
Cardano-Hillary granted eligibility this year just 2 weeks ago when the NCAA waived all the transfers, and she's from George Mason, of course, a fellow sports media major as well, as Illinois gets a bucket there. That is Kennedy Miles with her first basket. She's the leading returning scorer for Illinois, and now IU turns it over. And once again, the Illini will return the favor. So the pace just appears to be a little bit too quick for Illinois. We know it's a team that limits their opponents to 60 points a game, and you got to imagine right now the way this game is flowing favors Indiana big time.
Yeah, definitely the flow of the game is favoring Indiana, and on transition, Indiana has just been so much better than Illinois has been.
20-7 Hoosiers. Patterson left wide open, and she hits it off the back iron. So, again, if Indiana was shooting it better right now, they'd have a chance to be up probably 20+. But Illinois has kept it within striking distance, and now slipping behind Mackenzie Holmes is Eva Rubin for her second bucket to cut the lead to 11.
That has worked out really good for Illinois when they feed it into Eva Rubin, so that will be key for their offense.
Cardano Hillary fires again, hits again. Same shot, same result. It's a season high for Cardano Hillary in an Indiana uniform.
If they can keep getting it to her when she's hot, that could be a really big deal, and they could increase their lead by even more.
The Illini could take the final shot of this first quarter, failing to crack double digits here thus far. Could do so with a bucket. IU with a 14-point lead. They've been up as many as 15. 5 seconds, driving and kicking, long three off the back iron, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter.
He floats it down the sideline. It is caught. Did they blow it dead or not? That is an unbelievable grab made. I'm telling you, Maryland had a shot at the quarterback. I can't believe that play wasn't blown dead. It's all the way down to the Maryland 38.
Offside. Defense, number 97. The penalty is declined, the result of the play, first down.
So how about that? So Penix decided to stand in the pocket and throw it, which is exactly the right thing to do. Then he just floats it up there. He almost got hit. Maryland decided to slow up. The two pass rushers that had jumped off sides slowed up, and then Miles Marshall hauls it in for 37 yards to set up IU on the Maryland 38. So how about that sequence of events?
What a break.
No kidding. Penix checks the sideline, claps, and now has the snap. Trips to the right on this play, now throws it right and overthrown. And so it'll be second down. Wapfillier was the intended receiver as they had a bunch set to the right.
Well, look, I mean, they're going to key on Freifogel because I mentioned he's coming off back-to-back 200-yard games. This is a guy in failure, though. You mentioned he was just targeted. He's coming off of a 1,000-yard season, but Freifogel has been the guy. You can't make a mistake and doubt Wap for a second. This is a big play receiver with that Tampa connection that he has with Michael Penix.
Second down and 10. Indiana's only had one play go for positive yards in this game, and that was due to an offside. They got David Ellis now for a direct snap as Penix moved out to a receiver spot. Ellis has a little bit of a hole, tugging on him from the back, out across the 30-yard line, down to the 29, just short of a first down to set up Indiana at a 3rd and 1. But Indiana going a little, they've done that a couple times this year, and now we see David Ellis run it on 2nd and long.
Yeah, interesting. You think they might go to it because Samson James is out. If nothing's going with Stevie Scott, we saw it against Ohio State, they'll go to Samson James, a guy with quicker legs, a guy with more breakaway speed. Now you're just going to give a direct snap to your wide receiver. A wide receiver in that Ohio State game, Derek, that, I mean, had a tough game. He had a fumble, inside the 5, and he had himself a drop. But David Ellis, it looks to be a key focal point of this offense today.
Well, Ellis moved over to the running back spot in spring ball, and then he's been used as a wide receiver here as it's a first down for Indiana. Stevie Scott picks up 4 to move the chains, gets down to the 26. But Indiana's been moving that position around a little bit, and we've seen it so far here today as a big play gets Ellis continued to move the Indiana drive. We've really only seen 2 big plays for Indiana. That one, plus the 37-yard strike to Miles Marshall on the offsides penalty, where Maryland had 3 defensive linemen jump off, and they let the play continue, which was amazing to me, but it worked out nicely for Indiana. So 1st and 10 on the 26. Ellis clears the backfield again. Penix lined up wide to the left, so it'll be a direct snap again. Ellis has it, now sprints to the left, barreling forward, carried forward by the line, still chugging the feet, down to the 19-yard line, a pickup of 6. Offensive line doing work for Indiana.
Yeah, it's just terrific. I mean, Ellis picks the side of the field, his offensive line moves with him, and they'll try to move the chains now and setting up an early and easy 2nd and 3rd.
Man, that was quite a push by Indiana's offensive line, which we've talked about. It's been patchwork all season long. 3 different starting lineup combinations in the first 5 games, and with that, they've allowed just the 3rd fewest sacks in the Big Ten. 2nd down 3 on the Maryland 19. Ellis, no, it's Stevie Scott this time who's lined up for a direct snap as they clear Penix out again. Scott, the carry. Again, right up the middle, stacked up near the 18, got a yard, maybe a yard and a half. It'll be 3rd and short for IU.
Well, here's what's going to happen. If you're going to keep doing these direct snaps to receivers and running backs, they're going to know, Maryland's going to know you're running, and it's up to that player to be patient and wait for the offensive line to find something for him to run into, or he's just going to pick a side of the field, line moves with him, and they'll try to move the chains.
We'll call it 3rd and 2 in Indiana's gray camo uniforms today. 4 late subs come onto the field for Maryland, and the center judge isn't in there, so Penix can snap it. He doesn't get the snap off. Man in motion. They hand it off to Scott. Scott with a burst again across the 11 down to the 10. A penalty flag comes in near the sideline. So this might be a legal substitution on Maryland. We'll have to wait for the call, or maybe a sideline warning, which I think is what it's going to be. I think a couple coaches had gotten too far out onto the field, so this will not carry a penalty with it. But it'll have Indiana at 1st and goal just on the 10-yard line on the backside of it. We'll wait for our call from Reggie Smith. But Zach, surprised to see Indiana's choices to go with direct snaps so far today.
No, without question. I mean, the last one to Stevie Scott. You want to get your run game
Sideline
going.
interference by the Maryland bench. Half the distance to the goal. It's 1st down.
So they don't give a warning. So that is interesting as
Yes.
well. So we've seen 2 very interesting calls. And so it's 1st and goal for Indiana on the backside of the 5-yard line. Seen a couple really weird plays on this second drive for Indiana. We've got 4:55 left here in the first quarter. Indiana working on a 5+ minute drive. It's been very effective. 2 big plays in it. And now 1st and goal on the 5. And empty backfield. Scott looking for a direct snap again. He has it. Runs shifty to the left. Back up between the hash marks and falls forward down to the 3.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if this is Stevie Scott the rest of the way, but I am surprised the Hoosiers haven't been able to get much going in the short passing game, Decker. I mean, I was watching Maryland's games, and I would see that they would play zone on early downs and give the quarterback an opportunity, not knowingly, but they would get picked apart. This has just been a steady dose of the run game, no matter it's Ellis, Stevie Scott, and we'll see what Penix does here.
It's all Stevie Scott in the backfield. Penix lined up to the left. You wonder if they're going to throw it to him at some point. Scott claps for the snap, has it, up the middle, spinning into the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana. That caps off a huge drive for Indiana. 11 plays, 74 yards over 5 minutes. And it was mostly direct snaps, other than the long pass from Penix to Miles Marshall on the offsides play. Other than that, once Indiana got into the red zone, they went exclusively to the direct snap.
Yeah, and Stevie Scott, he's that guy inside the 5 that you want with the ball. He's able to break out there, whether he's taking the line with him or he's taking on the line by himself. Stevie Scott's in for 6, and the Hoosiers have the first lead of the game.
Well, why mess with the transfer when you could just snap it right to him? Charles Campbell on for the PAT. He boots it through, and Indiana leads Maryland 7-0 with 4:02 remaining here in our opening quarter. That'll lead us to immediate timeout. We'll take it along with them. IU up 7-0 here early on WIUX, your home for Hoosier Sports.
The Jaguars pulled off a Week 1 stunner Sunday afternoon, taking down the Colts 27-20 to spoil Phillip Rivers' Indy debut. Gardner Minshew was nearly perfect, completing 19 of his 20 passes for 173 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Jags picked Rivers off twice and made a late red zone stand to seal the victory. The news doesn't get better for Colts fans either, as star back Marlon Mack left with an Achilles injury. His status is unknown when the Colts host the Vikings this Sunday. Colts got back to work today against the 3-3 Lions. Today's game marked the beginning of a brutal November schedule for the Horseshoe. The combined record of their next 5 opponents going into play today was 23-7. Frank Reich unbeaten as the Colts coach coming off of a bye week, and here it's 7-0 Lions, but Rivers is going to hit Nyheim Hines coming out of the backfield, puts it in the spin cycle, dives for the pylon, ties the game at 7, and he's not short on a celebration. Now, we move forward into the second quarter later, just before the half. Rivers finding Nyheim Hines again, 29-yard strike into the end zone. This time, doesn't stick the landing, a 6.8, and the Colts are up 20-7 at the break. Third quarter, Darius Leonard back after injury, forces the strip sack. Justin Houston recovers, and the Colts get a big takeaway as the Lions coming back. They're up 6. Later on that drive, the Colts would convert it into points. Jordan Wilkins into the end zone, makes it 28-14 Indy. Then on the very next play from scrimmage, Kenny Moore picks off Matthew Stafford, trots into the end zone. Second pick six of the season for Kenny Moore. The Colts roll 41-21.
All right, thank you, Ethan. And we got an update on that Evansville game. That's been the most entertaining game of the evening across the country right now. Evansville still leading 56-53 over the top-ranked team of the nation. 6:12 to go in Lexington should make for a terrific finish. Duke still taking care of Central Arkansas, 89-42, just under 8 to go in that one. And in the Big Ten, the final now out of Ann Arbor, Michigan takes down Creighton 79-69 to even the Gavitt games at 1 game apiece each for the Big East and for the Big Ten. The Big Ten, by the way, has never lost the Gavitt games in the short 4-year history of the event. The Pacers now hold an 80-58 lead, pulling away from the Thunder late in the third quarter. That's your studio update. We'll get you back out to 17th Street after this break. This is Indiana Basketball on WIUX.